After 25 days of streaming every night, not only just chilling, but I'm outside. I'm outside, people. One take. I'm outside, y'all. I'm outside. Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go. Today, let me bring the mic over. Today, we eat blackberries. What's up, Daywalk? Daywalk. Congratulations, man. Your first long format video and got 100 views and 2 subs. That's awesome. I'm about to post my first video since October. And I guarantee you, almost guaranteed, that I will not get 100 views and 2 subs. So you're killing it. You are killing it. I wasn't subscribed to you. I subscribed to you. You are killing it. Some cool gaming videos. That's what's up. You guys have an advantage, man. Use your advantage. That's there's a famous I'll pull him up on the screen in a sec. But there's a famous farmer. He's probably the most famous farmer in the world. He's called the Lunatic Farmer. And when he talks business, he talks about using your unfair advantage. That is the thing that others can't produce. They can't mimic. So you may not be competitive in every area, but there's something about you that no one else has. And if you use that and that works for you, then you'll be off to the races. Alright, so we'll wait for some people to get in here. What's up? Hi to the few, the stream team. Oh, Make the Pick is here, so the party has started. Let's just read off the poll real quick. If you had a hall pass from all responsibilities, what are you doing? Traveling, chasing a dream, just resting, or going wild? Please, I'll say it multiple times, but Make the Pick also has a video out, and you might want to check that out. It's really good. And my topic tonight, as the title of the stream reads, am I cooked as a responsible adult? I feel cooked, and we could talk about it. Um, I'm reminded of being cooked from my oldest child. Actually, there's a lot of things that I do, and including sometimes this, right? Why are you doing this? You're cooked, you know. It's done already. What are you doing? So I just wanted to talk about it. Maybe we'll get some good vibes and it'll turn into something cool. But let me as promised for day walk, I'll just pull up the this farmer. Feel free to take the poll, people, when you come in. Um, I'm not thirsty for likes, but it's a part of the culture. Do what you need to do. I do have a goal of reaching 250 subs. If you want to contribute to that, please do so. The exchange is that I make frequent content. Um, I've been pretty active. Today is day 51 of 51st straight night of streaming. And within that, I've also streamed in the daytime. So maybe I'll get an official number of how many, streams that I've actually done. I streamed today. That was awesome. Make the pick join. I was outside and I'm in this one area that keeps adding on a new thing. So whenever the new thing happens, I kind of like just stream. And for me, it's therapeutic because I tend to be alone outside. It helps me to sharpen my ideas. If I'm presenting it to people, one day I do believe that there's going to be a lot of interaction there, and that what I'm doing is pretty unique. But you never know. So I just want to show Daywalk this. This is Joel Salatin. Has a bunch of books. He's been farming for a long time. He's probably the world's most famous farmer. He's an American farmer. He tells great stories. He's a bit on the conservative side, but I would say he has very independent thoughts at times. Why I bring him up is because he was talking about when it comes to excelling at business, first you have to start with like your unfair advantage. And Daywalk, you being, young and the time to play the games, don't have as much responsibilities, go for it. Absolutely go for it. All right, let me just catch up in the chat. Make the Pick says, man, I'm just a fella. I got an actual track called Basic Kind of Fella, but that's cool. Daywalk just subbed. Thanks a lot, Daywalk. Shout out to you for that. When we shine together. I'm with that. Also, just about to finish your vid. It was awesome. Yeah, so I'm gonna catch up after this and check your video out. Yeah, it's the since we're in the Discord, definitely give some feedback there. But it's a lot to say about. Man, I need the dun dun dun, like the sound when I want to say something that is contrary to positive energy. But I had an interesting moment today. If you guys remember from last night's stream, Daywalk, I don't know if you were still there, but we previewed a short of mine. Well, it wasn't a short yet. I was going back into, I guess, the archives of last month, because I do record enough, right? But it's hard to get everything, and knowing what I want to release, I'm trying to get better about that. So I had this thaw season, like another chapter, and this one was like getting eggs at night. It was a funny video of me just going to get eggs that night. It was dark outside, so I posted it. I took the time to polish it, edit it. Editing's been has become, I would say, easier in this state of mind. But I definitely have to be very careful as to doing too much cleanup work when I'm working with it. I'm always like, let me clean this, or let me add this, add that, and but I got it done pretty quick, and I was excited. Can you speak Hindi, brother? I can't, but I think if you stick around, I've had enough Hindi folks come in here that I'm gonna need to start from scratch. So if you point me in the right direction, you found your guy. You definitely found your guy. But nice to meet you. Um, so yeah, what was I saying? What was I saying? My son just came in. Oh, you serving in the Indian Army? Okay, well, be safe, be careful, and I hope.
Talking about Hindi about speaking that.
No, a guy asked me if I speak Hindi. Yeah. So, I was talking about this video. So, I feel like right now this is our community. We're building it. This is Open Studio. I don't have a polished format for what Open Studio is, but we are learning on the fly. That is a part of what being Open Studio is. It's like learning on the fly. I talk a lot about behind the scenes and what's going on. And yesterday, I got a lot of energy from people that were on stream. It was at least 5 or 6 people hanging out, and we watched it. And there was a lot of love, right? So I said, I'm gonna take that love, I'm gonna bottle it up. So I bottled it up into this mason jar, right? Put all this love in there. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this short. I'm gonna get this short out because my people said this is gonna work. This is it. This is the short that we have to release. And I released the short, and it absolutely, in YouTube terms, bombed. I've never seen a short do that bad. I will show you, because this was it, man. This was it. Anurag says, yeah, I'm a soldier, but I'm not that good in English, brother. It's all good. It's all good. The good thing about English is you don't need to know much. It'll be figured out. You'd be surprised how many people have been here for 20 and 30 years that they don't have good English. But thanks for joining the stream either way. Like I said, I'm here just to give you a little spiel. I'm here to spread positive energy. Come on here. I've been coming on here every night for 51 nights. Some of the people that are currently on the stream, they've been hanging out with me pretty much the whole time, and we've been rocking out. So I have we've had ups and down streams, but I've always tried to bring positive energy. So I just want to show you guys real quick. So I posted this short. This is it right here, and we could just take a look at the analytics. So the short has been up for, where does it say? Okay, so almost 12 hours. And it has 28 views. The first, like this line, this blue line, it's struggling to even come up, right? Now, here's the thing. Daywalk, did you catch this short by any chance? I actually want to play in and Anurag, if you're here still, just ping in the chat. I want to play this because I want your feedback on this short. There's no music on it, so I could actually play it through. I want your feedback because at the end of the day, this is what we always talk about, and I'm always like a loudmouth in here, and maybe people don't understand how deep I'm invested in this, but I know something's off. You did? Cool, man. You're one of 28. I'm two of 28. I think I watched it on 2 channels. So yeah, it got no traction, and that was mainly impressions. It wasn't, and I sniffed it out. Like, I was like, oh, this is crazy. So I went to the Reach. And this is saying that how viewers found this short. So 53% of, let's just round that to 50. If 50% of the people found this through the shorts feed, right, that means that there were 14 views. There were 14 views from the shorts feed. I don't think there's been much impressions. 7-0. Wow, that's nice. You have terrible English for real. Make the picks. You'll get by. So yeah, this is madness for somebody who's been averaging, over easily 500 plus on every short, and I'm not mad about it. I was trying to understand why me. No, that's the thing, Daywalk. Impressions are a step before attention spans. This is what we've really got to understand. Yes, people have short attention spans, but if people aren't presented with the thing, their attention span is never activated. They're not engaged ever, because it's YouTube that's making this decision. Make the Pick says the hook has got to be really good, but that means that the impression happened. If you say good to a person to keep them, it makes sense. So now we're gonna make all of our videos. So every video, this is the beginning 3 seconds. Hook. Keep throwing the lore in. So every video is gonna be that. So without further ado, I think I could just cue this thing up. So we say the hook the first couple seconds have to be really good. In my head, I'm like, this is super intentional. I know what I'm going for, and I did everything I wanted to do. It's thaw season.
Let's go get some eggs. Ride with me.
All right, that was a failure because my desktop audio, something wasn't up. Hold on, I don't know if you heard it. Let me. Oh, I think I know.
It's thaw season, night edition. Let's go get some eggs. Ride with me.
Oh shit. Oh goddamn. I'm in the snow. Hold on. Ooh. I can't see. Oh. This better be worth it. All these goddamn. It's kind of dark, but it's not really dark. Because I guess the reflection of the snow. But it's dark enough that I shouldn't be out here like this.
But it is thaw season. Let's get these eggs. It's thaw season, and we got eggs. Check me out in the night of the stream.
It ain't my fault.
See, this is the thing. Yeah, make the pick. 50% found through scrolling, or just hitting the shorts itself. Maybe they didn't have to scroll if it was the first one. But here's my thing. I talked to Make the Pick about it briefly earlier. I honestly believe, with all hearts of hearts, that what's up, CJ? Did you see the short? Cause we watched it last night, and it when I posted it this morning, it bombed. Like it bombed pretty bad. It bombed. It was very unfortunate. I was not rattled because I needed a reason. I needed some sort of a conclusion as to why I could sit a human down and a human would be like, oh, this is fun. It's fun, right? But then no one wants to say it. The AI is making a decision saying that there's no way that this is entertaining for people. Why? It's dark. It's the camera angles, the initial graphics. It's not a hook. It must have an accessibility problem. It may hurt someone's eyes. There's no other. You can't tell me anything else because it's not people that's watching this to say don't do it. And if every other video I have and I follow the same format, quality title, quality description, quality tags, I do the same thing. So yeah, that was that. So that happened from last night to this morning, and I was like, oh my God, another example. So we got to keep up. The point is, Daywalk, we got to keep up the fight, but you got to know what you're getting yourself into. You know, some people are just gonna break through, and they're not gonna, for whatever reason, they'll probably just be on the easy track, and others not so much. I don't think I'm gonna be on the easy track. So, but you guys see what I'm saying, man? It's like I don't think the video wasn't low quality. Make the Pig did point out the lighting on me was efficient. I wasn't like, it didn't feel like a low light situation. It was just a night shot. But when you think about how many shorts you've watched that were like nighttime, don't really see many shorts that are nighttime that don't have anything going on, you know, in the background. So maybe there's something there. I don't know, maybe. But Stream Team, keep posting. CJ had a couple posts. I think today, at least I saw some notifications. So Make the Pick had a post. It looks like we're just waiting for Shadow Black. Daywalk had a post. So let's Stream Team it out, man. We could do this in public in real time. However I could help, just let me know. If it's within reason, I definitely will do what I can to try to support you guys. I want to see us all win. Okay, so today, the topic of am I cooked as a responsible adult? I feel like I was told this. Actually, You Be With Media is the first person who told me this. And he was saying that, like, because you're going to go stream, it's not built for you. And I'm like, what? You know, I'm not saying his words verbatim, but he was like, it's not built for you. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you got too much going on, you know. Mithan, what's up? He said, you got too much going on. Like, what do you mean? He said, you know, you got a family, you're married. Like, where's your time? People who tend to be successful at stuff like video games and streaming, they have like a lot of time to invest in it, because these are real things. These are things that they don't just happen overnight. And I remember that was over a month. That was probably like the second week of me starting to stream, and I just was fighting it, like, you know, well, I've overcome so much, you know, and in general, why would this be any different, right? And so that's really what the topic is, and it relates to the poll, where people just tend to have, I mean, it's really split. You either have a lot of responsibilities or you don't. That's like the split. And for people who don't have a lot of responsibilities, their life feels so, from my side of the deal, it feels so freeing. Like whatever you're not doing, it's because you haven't, found that discipline. I hate to say like you don't want it enough, because I've never liked that as feedback, but something's off. If everything is there that you can do, when you have responsibilities, trust me, do what you need to do now when you don't have responsibilities, because when you do, it always comes first. The fact that I carve out this hour and a half or hour to 2 hours every night has not been easy, and it had to be forced until it was a routine. And then once you have the routine, but I pay for it. I pay for it in maybe the sleep that I'm not getting, the rest that I could be making up. So that's, it's definitely an investment. But yeah, I don't know if I feel cooked, but when somebody says it, I don't really back off from it, because it is what it is. Like, oh well, maybe I am maybe I am cooked. Okay. So today I got my phone as if, how people, it used to be that people used to write lyrics and it would be like on paper, and they'll come in with like paper or a notebook. So I got a notebook here. So it'll be by the mic. Let me read my rhymes real quick. And then now everything is on our phone. So today, I did something that I haven't done since I've been doing this, and I think I was inspired by a stream I saw yesterday, which was, and if you guys are not familiar, that's okay. Like I said, I'm very versatile with the type of content that I watch. So there's this channel called the 5150 show. There's a show and a channel called 5150, and I watched it yesterday. And Corey Holcomb is a comedian who's the lead of that show, and he had some big internet conflict. I won't get into it much, but he had a big internet conflict within the last, I guess, like 6 weeks, and it has transpired, and he's not, he's had conflict prior to that, but this one was really big, and it seemed like it was having an impact on the show. So I've watched him for a couple weeks, not knowing where the show was going. Now, I watch the show every Tuesday. So last night when I was on, not that I was eager to get off, but I was like, wanting to see what was going on with the show. So I watched the full replay this morning, and I was just amazed at how the show was like night and day from it usually is. I'm not gonna say that it has gone in the wrong direction for a while, but it was pretty repetitive. Like, it's hard to have. He doesn't have writers. It's a YouTube show. He's a comedian, so he's very good with coming off the top of the head, and he sings, he raps. So there's a lot of like talent that he's able to produce on the fly, which adds in, to the show. But the show has been very controversial, whereas that's the whole point of the show. Now, I still watch. I don't hate watch. I love the show, and I love to watch how creative people who are real talents, how they figure things out. So yesterday, the show from yesterday was amazing. He had new guests. They aren't permanent guests. His other guests had something to do, or should say his co-host had something to do. He has two co-hosts. They were doing something different. They had like a new crew. And everybody's cool. It's not like, oh, we're here to take these people's spots or outshine them or anything. It's just fun and laughs, right? So, yo, TV, what's up? How are you? How are you, my friend? So, he, welcome back, Make the Pick. No, it's all good, man. So, I was just talking about I was going through my phone and I was talking about something that I've done. You know, this is the first time that I've written down a few topics that I wanted to just spitball. I didn't know, like, you know, I'm gonna play it by ear. If they're not necessary, then I won't bring them up. But why I'm making a parallel is this show has been struggling that I've been watching, and the show is probably the longest running show on the internet, on YouTube for sure. It's been on for something like 16 or 17 years, every Tuesday. And last night, because of the controversy he's had in like the last 6 months, there was almost like a fight on his show, him and another popular YouTuber, conservative guy. So, you know, it's definitely politically, and the whole community is kind of split. So his show has been struggling to get views because a lot of people hate watch. There's a lot of just, you know, people coming in the comments saying all this craziness, and it's been hard to kind of run the show. And I watched him pretty much put on a badass show, and he said something about, like, you know, when you have talent, all you gotta do is just keep doing the talent. You're gonna have a bump and you gotta keep going. So I just was pretty inspired. So I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to start writing down topics, if they stick or not, and I'll just go for it, you know? So you guys want to hear some of these topics? I don't really know how to, like, I haven't, you know, I said the thing about the day turnaround, if you stream every night. So I can't wait to get to this 100, because then I'm pretty sure I'm going to know when to not, you know, I'll have like a schedule. When we get to the 100, it means something. And then maybe we'll do like the 100-hour stream. We'll figure out something. We'll get there. Yeah, I mean, they're not like crazy topics, but so okay, and tell me, what do you think will work, like, moving forward if I do this? Is it, you know, putting a graphic up on the screen to represent what I'm talking about, something like a PTI, pardon the interruption. I don't know if you watched Make the Pick. I'm sure you've watched PTI a time or two. So, yeah, the first topic, which is kind of last on the list because the others are a little bit dry to me. So I've been observing people's responses to how to get in contact with them, and it's kind of disturbing. I feel like people are using IG as a business card. Does that make sense to you guys? Why I say that? When you meet someone, and it used to be Facebook, you know, it's not like a digital platform is the wrong place to do this, but I'll explain why I see a problem with it. I'm watching the same show, 5150, and you know, when people say where can we find you? And just for the record, I'm not on IG anymore. I think my account's deactivated. I have no ambitions of ever going back to IG. And I wish that I could take a couple other platforms, LinkedIn included, and just wash them down the drain. I just don't feel that the way we're using IG is appropriate if you're using it as a business card, because what you do in your home and outside are like different. And if everyone who you meet and you say, yo, what's up, let me connect, and you tell them like, oh, we connect on, you could catch me on IG. My tag is Darnell Just Talking. Without the G, Darnell Just Talking, right? But now you're gonna be into my world, my life, and then I have to meet you there as well. So to me, this is like you're using it as a business card, but it's like an interactive business card that when you flip it over, it has all of the vices known to man on it. Like all of the gory movies, all of the adult content. That's what's on the back of your business card when you hand off, where can we find you? Oh, you could catch me on IG. And I don't know if IG can change that. It's not their doing. Obviously, you build the biggest platform possible, right? That makes monetary sense. But people culturally will use something the way that they want to use something. And I have issues with the way that it's, at least in the friend networks that I've had for a very long time, the way that they decide to use it. I would never want to run a business and see, somebody know that what I'm connected to, of what people are posting on IG. So I just don't understand, as a web developer, as a software engineer, why would it make more sense to use IG? Because I'm talking about people who have something going on, they have motion. Why would it make more sense to actually send people to your IG rather than just sending them to your website? I would even, a link tree to me makes sense. IG just comes with all this extra stuff. Like I said, it just feels like on one side, your business card has your contact info, and on the other side, it's every vice known to man. So that was it. That was the first topic. I'm gonna just try to push through these because I wrote them, and when I thought about them, I felt it. So I'll just push through. This would be like the comedians when they're trying to find jokes, and they go to the small clubs and they just test them out to see if they work. But hey, if you want to throw a heart up so I know that I'm right on there, yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why I don't that's why it's hard to deliver it, because I know it's an open shut case for me. It's why would you do that? So it's bad enough that I had it. Oh, well, then why have it if you gotta make the pick says you gotta make your IG private if you do something in business? Then why have it? Why even have it? I'm saying these people, they do business. Like, well, so I'm a comedian. I guess maybe as a comedian. See, I don't know if there is. I don't know that. Now this is why I'm glad you dropped something in here, make the pick. I don't know if there is a professional, maybe you could correct me. I don't understand what you mean by make. He said make a professional one or something. The platform for me doesn't allow for true isolation. It doesn't. And because you think that you're, when you say find me on IG, the people who are going to find you on IG are already on IG. So here it is. If I need to find you, so me who doesn't have IG, and you say, oh, here's my IG. Well, it's of no use to me because I don't have IG. So what we're actually saying is that everyone is supposed to have an IG, right? So let's go down that path. If everyone has an IG, I'm accessing IG, but in order to find you and to get to you, I have to have and deal with all the other stuff that I'm already connected to. So from we were talking about earlier about having a short attention span. How do I get past? Why am I sharing what I want to do with business? Maybe to reach out to somebody. But the real reason why I'm reaching out to them on IG is because that's where they told me that's where they're going to be. It's not because the technology is amazing and we feel the need to stay there. It's literally the people. So when people realize that you can't go to the church and the strip club next door to each other, because that's what IG is to me, then we won't have this problem until people realize, yeah, and granted, would there be another thing? Because this is what Facebook was. People used to start giving you their Facebook. And I just don't understand why websites aren't more of a thing, or, maybe some small groups of people who find some common ground to produce a website or some sort of profiling, or like I said, a link tree. But that was it. That was my take on that. I know why I wrote this. I don't know if I'm comfortable discussing it, but it says why people look into the wrong SHIT. And my thing there is, when you're short for time, when you're pressed for time, and you have some sort of pressures involved, it's very critical that you're around people that you trust. And it's hard to trust people if they're always looking for the wrong thing to look at or look into or bring up. So this goes into everybody does have good ideas. It's not always the time to share that idea. Right? That idea, the timing may be off. But yeah, it was an experience I had today, and it's just so repetitive when you see people, because I live in a very fragile, I don't want to say world, but state of being. At times it's fragile because of the constraints that I tend to put on myself. Right? So let's just talk about, since I post a lot of gardening stuff and building stuff, I'm a tool buyer, not renter. So if I have a project that I want to do, let's say, I'll give a very specific example. Let's say I wanted to rent a plate compactor. So I want to rent a plate compactor. There's a few stores you could rent one from, but because I'm by myself, it's going to be a multi-day project, right? So let's say the rate is $80 for the day, and you got to pay like insurance and all of that. But if you do a week, they may say it's $300. So I know I'm going to need it for at least a week. So I start thinking to myself, I'm going to buy a plate compact. What's the cheapest plate compact I could buy? Because I see more value in, and there's definitely two ways to look at this, but I see more value in, if I'm going to spend $300 plus, I see more value in buying a plate compactor for $650, $700 and having it, and I'd be able to use it for multiple projects, rent it out myself, lend it to people, or just have that resource. But now the constraint that I put on is, one, I have to have or be willing to spend the $700. So that's not a small feat for a piece of equipment that you're going to have to store, you're going to have to take care of. So it makes sense. The business of renting makes sense because everyone's not going to have the space to store, something purchased. They may not know how to maintain it. It might needs a little fixing, a little tune up and fix. They may not have that. So what you're paying for, and you're likely overpaying for that when you pay $350 to rent it for the week, you're paying for all of that additional stuff. For me, I'm gonna just spend the $700 and figure it out and learn how to maintain the thing. And now it's my tool, and I'm gonna be able to use it. So that's like the way that I think. A lot of what I do is fragile, because there's always a constraint that's in play. So when you're under that type of pressure, the type of decision that you make is very critical to not delay what is already constrained, right? So I look very deeply into that, and when I see people who just make flawed decisions to continue to look into the wrong thing, I know I need to run away from that person. Like, that's not gonna change. That's something that's inside of them, the same way that my ability to solve problems and compartmentalize things in a healthy way, or a way that works for me, and I have a track record of my success, they're the exact opposite. And that's oil and water. Okay, so that was that topic. The first one that I actually have on here, I don't know the moment that it came to me, but I know how I wanted to approach it. It was called marriage advice. And I was going to have like a build up, to wanting to give marriage advice. And of course, I'm not willing to give marriage advice because I think that that's a joke. I think that all of us have the advice that you need is going to be within the household that you are. So if anybody was here and listen to me build up to give advice about marriage, ain't gonna happen. But that was on the list. Okay. And this last thing, I don't know how to feel about it, and I'm not prepared. Let me try to find this article real quick. Yeah, I'm bugging with this Scully on. Let me try to find this article real quick. I'll just talk through it. If you're still hanging out, have you heard of Nature Jab? Does that ring a bell to any of you? Nature Jab. That's the name of the channel. So I'm gonna try to find this video from one of these Fox networks. Yeah, so okay. So briefly, I saw a video on one of the, I feel like it was Fox 44. I don't know where this thing was from. Okay, so we're not gonna do a breakdown. Oh, yep, I remember that face. This is it. Oh, it's on this channel. Cool. Julian, what's up? You know what's you know what's ironic? What's super ironic is the person that I'm about to go over, his name is Julian. That's super ironic. And I thought of you when I thought about like what I wanted to cover today. But
Plastoline is a 100.
I just want to do a reaction. Somewhat, yeah, I guess this will be more of a reaction to this. So let me just preface this. Matter of fact, I may not have to. Let's just listen. If you have a question, ask. I'll tell you if I don't know. But I've watched this story build up for a long time.
A first-of-its-kind test happened today as a luxury car ran on fuel made from plastic waste. The experimental fuel called Plastoline is now being put to the test in a Rolls-Royce, making a major step for the project. Plastoline is a 110-octane fuel alternative made from discarded plastics like bottles and containers. Using microwave pyrolysis, the material is heated in a sealed, oxygen-free environment.
Julian says 6'7", 6'7", 6 to the 6 to the 7. What are your first thoughts? First thoughts on the video, anyone?
Turned into crude oil and refined into a clean burning fuel.
Plastic is not wasted, it's fuel.
This process turns everyday plastic, like bottles and containers, into a liquid fuel by heating it in a sealed machine.
Mick the Pick says, oh, the inventor of Plastoline is going to get blasted.
The idea of turning plastic into fuel isn't new, but Julian Brown, the creator of Plastoline, is trying to make it smaller,
Told you, Julian Brown.
mobile, and more accessible. Today, that fuel powered a Rolls-Royce, and Brown says this could be the future of sustainability.
The solution is within us, and we hold the power to change this world.
The fuel is made in a closed chamber with no air inside, so instead of burning, the plastic melts down and turns back into an oil.
The plastic breaks down into its basic chemical constituents. So plastic is made of crude oil, and it gets returned into crude oil, and it turns into the crude oil vapor. And that vapor can then condense into crude oil again, and that crude oil can then be refined into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel, just like we do in our current refiners we have now.
Brown
You guys got that?
says about 10 pounds of plastic can make 1 gallon of fuel. And because there's no ethanol, it doesn't absorb water and can last longer than regular gas. Jabbar Westbrook, the owner of the Rolls-Royce used in the demonstration, says he never doubted the efficacy of the fuel.
I believe.
All right. CJ, it's real stuff we talking about here, brother. This is I'm back. This bothered me a little bit, this part, because it's a news, how the newscasters are. So she said that this is the person, I guess, who owns the car. He didn't have a problem with the efficacy of the Plastoline. And listen to his response, because he sounds so scientific here.
The efficacy of the fuel.
I believe in him. I've seen what he's done. It just made sense. what he was saying, and I wanted to be a part of history. I believe it's gonna work. I ain't nervous at all.
The next step is the Mark V, a mobile solar-powered machine that will use more than 20 solar panels to continuously turn plastic into fuel more efficiently.
Whether it's in every house or not, it will be in every city on Earth on some type of format, whether that's on a trailer, whether that's in the oceans, or whether that is stationary machines, small ones, portable ones that are just everywhere. But we need to handle plastic waste.
The end goal is to give communities a way to turn their own plastic waste into fuel, cutting down on trash while creating energy. The project is still in development with a larger machine and official emissions testing expected later this year.
Wow, I didn't know if you hold the button, it goes 2x. Okay, so thoughts. Thoughts, anybody? You ready for this world with plastiline? I thought A to Z did. Okay. So I watched so let me just say this. You're gonna be hearing a lot about this plastiline. He has been really good at approaching it and continuing to push it forward. He got hurt one time, like there was like an explosion at his facility. It's it's backyard stuff. He needs the investment. He knows where he wants to spend the money. It talks a little fast for me. I watched the debate and I've watched critics of this, and this is actually a debate.
My first point is a lack of parameter control. Julian does not control key operational variables such as temperature, pressure, or microwave power output. These are fundamental parameters in pyrolysis. Without control or real-time monitoring, the system cannot be safely operated, yield reproducible results, or be optimized for efficiency or quality. This approach is not aligned with any professional standard for chemical engineering, material science, or reactor design. So to break this down a little bit, is what I've heard is that Julian likes to run his reactor under vacuum, which is a certain...
All right, so I don't want to get too dry with this. They had I guess they called it a debate. And I watched the whole thing. That was 11 months ago, so say a year ago. And there's this other video right here. There was another critic. And these guys are saying some really smart stuff, way beyond anything that I understand. And that's one of the problems, is that I'm holding on. I ain't a dumb guy, and I'm holding on. But the real people who study this and understand the engineering, they are, I wouldn't say attacking him. So on one hand, you have someone who's actually trying to solve a problem that we have in the world. We make plastic. We continue to make plastic from fossil fuel, even though we have so much plastic that if we figured out, I'm not saying Julian's solution or Nature Jab solution, but we can basically figure out how to convert most of that plastic to reduce the need for new plastic from fossil fuel. So that's one side of it. So he's attacking the problem, I think, the right way. He might be hell-bent on his solution, which I can't doubt him for that. But then on the other side, these people are saying the way he's doing it might actually be a danger to the air and gases in the ozone layer and even around the people. So the guy who says that he put it in his car because he trusted, he's seen what he could do. He said this is actually something that you're not going to see, right? Like, you don't necessarily see when you're being poisoned with certain gases. So I'm still a little skeptical, and I've watched it for some time. I've been watching this guy. He also makes aluminum-less deodorant. He has like his own deodorant line. So he seems like a young entrepreneur who's really like, this is what he does, and I wish him well. Jaja. I knew it, Jaja. Hi, quick question. If you could be anywhere you wanted to be right now, within a different time or place, where would you be? And would that truly make you happy? Well, it is a good question, but I feel like the first part of the question didn't, when you ended with happiness, when I say if I could be somewhere, you say if you could be anywhere you wanted to be. Just because you want to do it don't mean that happiness is probably at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I'll answer. Right this second, I would be in South Carolina starting my permaculture orchard and just getting things together. So absolutely, I would be truly happy because I would be able to see the evidence of the progress of all this learning and, education. A lot of struggles that I have with independent learning, YouTube has helped me with that, to be able to learn independently, is the lab work, the actual practical aspect of it, is a little bit lacking, especially when you may not live in a place where this thing kind of exists. I want to grow some avocados. I want to potentially grow some mangoes and some bananas, and I can't do that where I'm at. So, very good question. Jaja, do you just bomb? Are you like a wedding crasher? You just bomb streams with the best question of the night? Are you known for that? And where would you want to be? Make the pick. Where would you want to be? Yeah, so I'll wait for you guys' response, but yeah, I'm not really sold in either direction. So I am yes, sir. Yeah, so I'm just bringing it to the forefront. It's cool to talk about things that are going on in the world, and it was on my list because I've been following. I'm actually not subscribed. That's okay because I get his stuff. I get him in the feed all the time. But then there's something that I'm aware of, that I was watching one of his videos one day, and somebody went in the comments and said something. It's not the first time this happened, about somebody that I watch, and I'm like, oh, they sound like they're a good dude and they got it all together. And then somebody went in the comments and was like, you need to go home and take care of your child that you have not been taking care of. I was like, oh my God. Oh man, it's so hard to judge character on the internet. Consider investing in a good microphone. Oh, if my audio is cutting out, that's just cause I'm probably peeking and not watching my audio. No, that's so when you say that, this is actually a very good microphone. This is a studio microphone. It's not really made for this because it has a constant stream. You're the first person who's ever said that, but I could change the mode. It has a so you come in here and you say, do you know about microphones, Jaja? Before I start talking about omnidirection microphones and cardioid patterns, and Do you know about microphones? And you know, you're right. I don't have so watch this. I don't have anyone that is all I have is actually I just saw that. All I have is me. And when I get to the point where I'm like I'm in, like right now it is what it is. I'll be able to, you know, check my levels and be on the proper board. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. That's just a me thing. I'm like I shouldn't be this close on the mic for the most part. And I do want to get more of a the podcast mics, you know, they're probably better for just picking up ambient noise. But I have this on a cardioid pattern right now. And what that means is it's like a heart. So the sound should come from here and not from here. I could change it into bidirectional mode or omnidirectional. I studied media, so thanks for the tip. When I watch the stream back, I'll kind of be able to judge it from there. But yeah, I mean, I feel like at one point I was a little loud. I do have a mixing board over here, but I tend not to pay attention to that stuff. I think one of the issues is just me touching stuff all the time, and you know, when you touch the stuff, it doesn't respond the way you want it to. But yeah, when I started streaming, Jaja, just so you know, this is my 51st straight day doing this. I haven't spent in as far as streaming, I have not spent $1. And we've improved the stream a great deal. So that's just a part. That's a part of it. Really, I don't know. I don't want to invest too much into it monetarily until there's really a need for it. I'm not even somebody who has, in my opinion, a great personality to come on here. I'm just kind of forcing it, and it has worked. Some of it has worked out. But yeah, no, it's the feedback is always welcome. That's the good feedback that we want. It's been so long that I've worked with media. I'm looking now. You're gonna make me all self-conscious with my. I'm gonna have to put like a big. It's gonna be like a big my mic volume meter, and I'm gonna be checking the decibels the whole time. But no, thanks for the feedback. Where you tapping in from, Jaja? Jaja to me sounds like Philippines. That's what that sounds like to me. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I was trying to finish editing this one video and then call it a night. But yeah, make the pick if you wanna you know, you'll hear some more about Nature Jab. If you heard it here first, Plastiline, one of the guys that was that debated him, he was trying to make him aware of not calling it Plastiline. And the reason why I played what I played was because the news anchor was passing on the information as if, like, I could imagine it being 15, 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, and the information that's being passed on, it's like vetted information, and it's really helping people. It's telling people what's next. That was her whole spiel in the video. It was like, you know, this is on the horizon. It wasn't like this is untested and not ready for market. Good luck with your life, chasing your dream. No, this isn't my dream, but God bless. Keep doing good things, spread kindness. That's what I'm here for. It's all about positive energy, cliche stuff. Yep. No, I hear you, man. Yeah, more power to you. Peace. Hope to see you again, Jaja. What's up with some good questions. But yeah, it was weird for me because when I saw I actually was on my phone and I went to the Google page, and on the Google page, you get like little, not Google the search engine, but from the phone, because I have an Android. It's like a news feed, and on that feed, it was I seen the news article and I seen Nature Jab, and I was like, oh, this is about Nature Jab. So then I click on it, and it's Fox, and I'm pretty sure if I asked the news anchor right now what that story was about, she probably wouldn't know. So this is all scripted, and it's like you're passing on something, but it's untested, it's unverified. So wish him well. I hope it all works out, but I've seen enough to know that he's definitely a confident person. But let's see what happens. But that's all about that. I'm gonna take Jaja's lead because it's getting a little late here too, and we didn't have the big vibrations. I waited for Shadow Black, but he didn't come in. And maybe I get a good night's sleep. So that's all. That's tonight's show. We've been having a lot of good momentum. The streams during the day are working. Look out for a video for me tomorrow. I'm gonna try. What's required now is I have to record one PSA-ish thing, like a thank you portion that really means a lot to me. So the video is fully edited, all except for the portion that I've not recorded yet. And I kind of wanted to like clean up, maybe throw on a collared shirt, and cause you never know who's gonna catch you there. I'm always in what my wife calls hobo chic. I'm always in hobo chic wear. My favorite hoodie is like trashed, but yeah, so it'll be, like I said, it'll be my first video. I'm not going to do as good as Daywalk's video. I don't think so. But it's exciting. It's exciting to see me get back to it. And now that I'm accumulating so much content, so to speak, once I figure out the best way to organize that content, it seems like I just have to, it's a discipline thing, figuring out how to put in an hour or two, get as much as you can, maximize the hour or two, and then produce content, and everything will just keep going in the direction that it's going. And from 250, we'll have a goal of 500. It just feels a little much, but hey, it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. So if anyone's still out there, thanks for joining the stream. It's been an hour and 14. That's actually a really good amount of time, I think, because the longer, they're fun when they're longer, but from a return on investment, I'm not sure I always get it. Maybe that extra time to sleep would be valuable, or just be with the family. We out here. So I'll just read off the poll. Thanks for the 4 votes. If you had a hall pass from all responsibilities, what are you doing? So with 50% chasing a dream, people still chasing. 25% just resting, and 25% going wild, and 0% traveling. Nobody traveling in 2026. All right, so I'll end the poll there. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care, and don't be a sucker for love.
It's thaw season, night edition. Let's go get some eggs.
Ride with me.
Oh shit. Oh goddamn. I'm in the snow. Hold on. Oh, I can't see. Oh, this better be worth it. All these goddamn. It's kind of dark, but it's not really dark. Because I guess the reflection of the snow. But it's dark enough that I shouldn't be out here like this.
But it is thaw season. Let's get these eggs. It's thaw season, and we got eggs. Check me out on the nightly stream.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed. Subscribe.